Hi everyone. Ancient myths and legends are full of tales of humans having the ability to fly, and the impulse to do so has been likely a part of human history since people first looked at the birds and imagined having the power of flight. The earliest known record of a human taking flight comes from China, where Emperor Cao Yang is said to have sentenced captive enemies to death by strapping them to large kites and sending them afloat. The relatives were allowed to control the ropes, and at least one such unfortunate is said to have survived. Prior to that, Ko Young would have bamboo wings strapped to the arms of captives and have them thrown from the tops of towers. All are said to have perished. By the time Marco Polo reached China in the 13th century, a fairly common practice before a ship set sail was to send a man afloat on a kite and assess his flight. If the man shot straight up into the sky, it was deemed that the voyage would be successful. By the 1250, English philosopher Francis Bacon had described a theoretical mechanical flying machine, and Italian inventor and polymath Leonardo da Vinci went on to create several flying machine designs. Then in 1783, two Frenchmen, Francois Laurent Dorlans and Jean-Francois Pilarte, took the first flight in a lighter-than-air hot air balloon. A mere 120 years later, in 1903, Orville and Wilbur Wright became the first to fly in powered aircraft. As the time proceeds, technology got evolved, and now humans are into spaceflight, which is with a crew of passengers aboard a spacecraft. The spacecraft being operated directly by the onboard human crew. Spacecraft can also be remotely operated from a ground station on Earth or autonomously, without any direct human involvement. First human in space was Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, who launched on 12th of April 1961 as part of the Soviet Union's Vostok program. Currently, the United States, Russia, and China are the only countries with public or commercial human spaceflight capable programs. Non governmental spaceflight companies have been working to develop human space programs on their own, for example, for space tourism or commercial in space research. The first private human spaceflight launch was a suborbital flight on Spaceship One on June 21, 2004. The first commercial orbital crew launch was by SpaceX in May 2020, transporting, under United States government contract, NASA astronauts to the ISS. Blue Origin attempted an historic first crewed spaceflight on 20th July of 2021 as the company attempted to launch its billionaire founder Jeff Bezos and a crew of 3 to kickstart a space tourist program for those who always wanted to fly in space. The idea of flight, even when it was still only that, has captivated humanity like no other. Ancient tales of flying carpets, winged dragons, and soaring creatures of all kinds and types were testified to the strength of the fantasy, and the realization of the dream did little to lessen its appeal. Aircraft-borne flight is now a commonplace occurrence, a method of travel readily available and capable of bridging all corners of the globe, yet being able to fly unaided remains a fantasy capable of spurring inspiration and daydreams. Thank you.